On the second weekend, getting closer to the weekend, the second week of October in Breast Cancer Awareness Month. We're here on a Thursday, one day earlier than we expected as these two teams collide prior to the Hurricanes coming in. And it's a matchup between the defending national champions, two-time defending national champions in the Evangel Christian School Lightning, and the Tennessee Heat, traveling all the way from Mount Juliet in the Kingdom.com Extreme Game of the Week. And as we welcome you inside the broadcast booth, welcome along, everybody. I'm Spencer Thompson. It's a pleasure to have you with us. Well, big storylines for both teams. We'll start out with the Tennessee Heat. Trace Aldred is back into this week's contest and one of the star players for the Tennessee Heat, ready to see how he's going to perform, especially on the road. Again, the Tennessee Heat, unbeaten in 8-man football thus far. Only loss on the entire season has been taken to the Webb School in 11-man football, so it'll be interesting to see with this first meetup between the Tennessee Heat and Evangel Christian School Lightning how this goes down, as Prayer in Stadium will be back in just a few moments.
They compete tonight, and bless those who give their time to allow us to play this game each week. Help us to play to the best of our ability, and I pray we compete in a spirit of sportsmanship with respect for players, coaches, and fans of the opposing team. Win or lose, we hope to have fun, celebrate life, and most of all, honor you with our words and actions. In Jesus' name, amen.
Wouldn't be the first time that we haven't timed correctly on our pregame introduction, but it's all good here. Welcome again inside the broadcast booth, everyone. I'm Spencer Thompson. As I mentioned, Trace Aldred back for the Tennessee Heat, star player on that side of the football. And what's interesting is the only loss for the Tennessee Heat thus far was to an 11-man team in the Webb School. So it'll be amazing to see. Now, the Evangel Christian School Lightning is out there starting quarterback. Looks like he's in a boot for the rest of the season, so it'll be up to Jet Lodge, the star we've seen who stepped up in the national championship and in previous games for the Evangel Christian School Lightning, to step up to that quarterback position and to see how he performs. And it's one of the matchups, first time they've ever collided with each other. It's going to be great to see. Bring in my broadcast partner. Welcome back to the broadcast booth, James Shannon.
What's up, everybody? It's good to have you back, Spencer.
Have me back. It's good to have you. Good to have everybody back.
Exactly.
For sure.
It's good to have y'all in here.
Evangel Christian School, how big of a factor is it going to be for Eli Whitfield to be out of this game?
Well, it's going to be massive. And speaking of losses, he took his first loss in 8-man last week against the it's been a while. Ezekiel Academy, first 8-man loss, and so that's tough. They're coming off the heels of that. You mentioned they lost their quarterback. The good news is they've got multi-purpose star athlete Jet Lodge playing quarterback tonight. We saw him last season. We saw him in Florida. We saw him in Gatlinburg earlier this year. The guy is an athlete. He can make it happen, and they're going to rely a lot on that tonight.
And the only loss Evangel Christian School has had on their season is to Ezekiel Academy on the road, a tough loss to take. Coming into this game.
Big third down conversion. I don't I'll have to check and see if they've been kicking any field goals or extra points. Not 100% sure. I know the Heat do every now and then.
You'd be excited if it were any extra points going. Here's Lodge to the right side. Jet Lodge gets the first down a little bit more. You talk about the absolute athlete. A first and goal for Evangel on their first offensive drive.
And who got that? Who was that first attempted tackle? Did we get the replay? No.
We'll see if we can get the back end of it.
Whoever it was, I'm surprised they're not over around the 20-yard line looking for their ankles.
Nope, they just missed it there.
Give you a week off and you're already rusty, man. Come on.
Oh, yeah. I'm not used to running the computer.
Facts.
And there's Lodge with the quarterback keep. Left side brought down behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of about 2 yards.
Again, another designed run. He's an athlete. They're going to give him the ball, put it in his hands, let him make decisions. I have a feeling that if we do end up getting an Ezekiel Heat game later on this year, at some point Coach Wilson should give Coach Scott or Coach Scott should give Coach Wilson a free steak dinner or something for quarterback going out during their game.
Steak dinner does
not saying it's a good thing that he went out.
Right.
Just, you're welcome.
Here's Lodge up the middle. Gain of about 3 yards on the play, and now a third and goal.
And let's see if they've been doing any kicking. Doesn't look like it. Yes, it does. Jet Lodge is 9 for 9 on extra points. And they also have another young man who is 16 of 21 on extra points. So there you go. They do have a kicking game.
And there's a timeout called by Evangel. And
well, and Coach just, trying to settle the guys down. Obviously you work on practice about having Jet Lodge at quarterback. Game time situation, it's a totally different animal when you're hitting someone different. And honestly, someone you've never hit before. You've never played him before. It's different with Lighthouse, with Ezekiel, with Freedom, some of these guys that you've played before from here in Alabama. When you have a team come down from Tennessee that you've never played, it's a whole new situation. And it's going to take a minute for the guys to get acclimated. But Coach, settling his guys down, getting them ready. Let's see if we can get a shot here. So the back of that head right there is actually Tyler Henderson, quarterback for the last few years for Evangel. Won a couple national championships, and found out pregame he is signing with Shorter University in Georgia, and will play in the spring. So congratulations to him. Great 8-man or just football player overall.
Lodge scrambles. He's got the opening. Lodge tries diving into the end zone. Close there, but stopped short, and now a 4th and goal. And the question is, if they have the kicking team, do they go here, or do you make a statement?
Please kick it, please. Please. Hey, I'm going to take my headset off. Coach, kick the ball. Wait, is that their kicker? Hold up. Wait.
Hayden Black, a freshman, going
Nope, that's not their kicker. Never mind. Why did you ruin that for me? I was looking at it. Hang on. Their kickers are number 4 and number 5. And
so that's Jet Lodge and Lucas Mass.
Number 5's on the sidelines.
So now a 4th and goal attempt. Well, this close. Jet Lodge with the quarterback keep dives. He's stopped short.
He got tripped up.
And a big statement on the first offensive drive. That defense of the Tennessee Heat is now going to try to march it down the field.
Boy, he took a tumble on that one too. And they can march it down the field. But if you're the Heat right now, you're going to throw a couple short passes, maybe give the ball to Aldrich with him being back, and you've got to, get out past the 10. Give yourself a little room to work, because right now you're at a high risk of a safety. Ball spotted at like the 2-yard line.
And Trace Aldrich saw what he did in Gatlinburg, saw what he did at the All-Star game. As first offensive play for the Tennessee Heat results in a gain of about 3-4 yards.
And the Heat got lucky on that. You could see it in the camera shot. There was actually a fumble on the play. Whitaker, a bad snap connection, and he was able to fall back on top of the ball and get a hold of it before Evangel could. But running that power formation and just trying to, like I said, just, get yourself out of the 10-yard line.
Only a 1-yard gain results in a 2nd and 9.
Oh, they got movement
there. And get the call.
Dead ball. Offside. Blue. Still got second down.
So second down called there, and at least we got something on the
We got something. It's progress.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of PA, it might be an issue up top with their PA board, but we'll see.
Regardless, it moves forward for 5 yards for now a second down and 4.
They've put Corley in at quarterback.
Corley, quarterback keep, and how about Carter Sutton taking the ball for a first down? The ball loose, and it's turned over. Evangel gets the recovery.
Spencer, that wasn't even a quarterback keep. That was a running version. Yeah, it was a running version of the Philly special. You see Corley come over, he talks, he's calling, and because he stopped and got set, and he was that third guy behind the line, they were allowed to snap it to Carter Sutton. He takes off. He had the first down. Ball security wasn't at the highest point that it needed to be, and Evangel's got a shot now to take the lead.
They made a statement on defense, and now that Evangel defense has made a statement, and now with catch made by Bradley Davis trying to get through for a first down, gets half of the distance for a 2nd and 5.
A special shout out, 56 on the broadcast. There you go, folks. Hope you're enjoying the game.
Very much hope you're enjoying tonight's ExtremeKingdom.com Extreme Game of the Week. Spencer Thompson and James Shannon.
Hey, and guess what? We've got another one that was unannounced on Sunday. Got another one for you tomorrow night.
Yep.
We'll talk about it in a second.
We'll talk about it in postgame as Lodge tossed it towards the end zone high up and incomplete just to the corner as Lodge was under pressure.
Well, it looks like either a miscommunication or he was getting it out, just trying to get on the same page. Of course, young man never having played quarterback. They went straight from having Henderson last year, the last several years, and then Whitfield stepped in at quarterback. He's been there all year, and so they had to make it work.
So now a 3rd down and 5 inside the 10-yard line. And under the offensive coordination of Hagen Joyner, we'll see if the Lightning can strike first. As Lodge, he's got room. Jet Lodge trying to get past the tackle, stopped short of the first down marker at the 5-yard line. And if history repeats itself in the short history of the game, Evangel is going to go for it on a 4th and possibly 2.
Spencer, I'm not trying to sound negative, but I don't know about that young man's ball security. That ball was all he was playing with that ball on the sideline. You got to bring that a little bit closer to your body on a run like that.
Tuck it a little bit more in and try to put your team in good situations. That's the key to the game. As now a 4th and 2. Lodge is going to quarterback keep. All he needs is 2 yards for the first down, and he's stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Another turnover on downs, and the Tennessee Heat has got a chance to make up for their lost ball in the previous drive.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they're not happy about losing that ball on that previous drive, and this defense coming out and making a statement. Their defense has been solid all year. At times, in earlier games, it took them a second to kind of get going. But they have definitely found their stride here later on in the season.
We talked with Coach Scott after their game against the Webb School, and the big message that Coach Scott gave to us was their guys needed to show up in the first half. It's that they decided to play in the second half and not the first. And this Tennessee Heat offense and defense, they've definitely decided to show up for all 4 quarters instead of just 2. And movement there. Another call.
Dead ball. Offside. First down.
Well, again, something is better than nothing.
We're just not getting the negatives. We're not getting the penalty yards, so there you go.
1st and 5. Sutton in motion. It's a pitch, and that's Trace Aldred, the man himself, stopped up behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 2 yards.
Great form tackling there by the Lightning. Just wrapping up, making it happen. If there's one thing you're going to see tonight with both of these coaches and their staffs, it's going to be great form tackling.
Second down and 6. Scramble and wide open across the middle. That's a big reception by the man himself. That is 62.
That's Ty Whitaker, boy.
Ty Whitaker.
Right over the middle. And did we get the replay? Let's see if we got the back end of it.
There it is.
Can we go back? Let's see. Let's hit the beginning one more time because I believe he was lined up. Yeah, he was lined up as an eligible receiver. Here we go.
And toss across the middle, got the catch there, and another great reception by the Heat, still on his feet. Zane Barlow weaving through. There is a flag, however, but Zane Barlow stopped short of the end zone. We'll get the call.
Blocking the back, offense number 14. Gonna be from the spot. Yeah.
So blocking the back on
They
the
got
Heat.
better there. We just need him to come more to the middle of the field. There you go.
Make that 4-12, so what would have been a larger gain went back from the spot of the foul. And it's a 1st and 10 for the Tennessee Heat inside the 30-yard line, but about 20, 30 yards negated on that from a penalty. Now 1st and 10. Here's motion. Handoff. Right side carry. And it's collided with several players there as Carter Sutton gets stopped up by that Evangel Lightning defense.
Interior of the line, interior of the defense. Great job shutting that down immediately, not letting him bust a run open. Got really lucky with that penalty on the pass just now. That was a gash to this Evangel defense.
Carter Sutton, the Evangel defense, stepping up very well, especially when you have Carter Sutton in those situations. He's very dangerous. And now a 2nd and 7, and movement there as we have another flag.
Looked like Jet was all hyped up.
Dead ball, all sides, defense. Still be 2nd down.
Sure, the officials down here aren't used to being mic'd up, so they got to learn how to make a quick, precise call, know when to cut off the mic.
Yep.
Doing a great job, though.
Now move forward, and
they got him again.
Dead ball, offside on the defense. Gonna be a 1st down white.
And automatic 1st down off of 2 penalties there. And it's those kind of little mistakes that may come back to haunt the Evangel Lightning, but I'm sure Tim Smith and company will fix it. Especially for Tim Smith, as he's the defensive coordinator. That's the kind of things you don't want to see. So now a 1st and 10. What was on the 26-yard line is now on the 16. And keep by Aldrett, gets brought down from behind. Aldrett, that big defensive move by Everson Jones, the senior, prevents a potential 1st down.
Great stop there for Evangel. They needed that after the 2 penalties, the play. They absolutely needed that little morale booster, and they got it right there.
We'll see if the Tennessee Heat can capitalize on this. 2nd and 10. Quick toss, right side incomplete. Looks like the pass was intended for Luchtefeld.
Tried that pass across the middle and tried to thread the needle. Almost got it there. Just missed it. Missed it by that much.
3rd down 10, Tennessee.
Now 1:54 left to go in the 1st. So only 12 minutes past the original set kickoff time that has prolonged. Sutton in motion. And toss to the left side. The catch is made. And pushing to the end zone did Kyle Jones get there. Touchdown. Tennessee Heat strikes first.
Pass complete.
I think that was Goolsby. That was Brandon Goolsby. He's up limping, but such a big receiver that, you know, even if he starts to get brought down around the 3 or 4 yard line, he's got the size and he can stretch, put it across the goal line, and put his team in the lead.
And go ahead, get the angle,
yes,
James.
Right there. Wait. No, wait. Boom, right there. There we go. That is the perfect field goal shot right there. Well, no, the perfect just from behind the goal line, the goal post.
And it's blocked. How about Jet Lodge, the quarterback, and the kick blocker? So the extra point, no good.
There you go.
1:44 left to go in the first quarter. I want to remind you the Kingdom.com Extreme Game of the Week, sponsored by Grace Point Healthcare. Modern medicine the old-fashioned way. Grow, Live, Give, helping you fit all of the pieces together in your financial puzzle. Tennessee Heat Athletics. Visit TennesseeHeatSports.com. And by Jets Pizza of Springfield, Fort Campbell, Clarksville, and Goodlettsville. Let's get Jets. Spencer Thompson, James Shannon bringing you the action here from Alabaster, Alabama. Technically Montevallo. Technically Montevallo,
The school
Alabaster.
is in Alabaster.
Yep.
It's like a Franklin Brentwood situation. They're right there next to each other, but they're not really the same place. But it's close enough.
But regardless of where we are, proud to bring you every bit of the action.
Absolutely,
here
especially this first-time matchup.
And second time we've ever been to Alabama, it's 8-man extreme. And it's ruled a touchback.
His back foot got across the goal line. They're going to call it every time, but this time for the Heat, at least they get to start at the 15. And we do apologize for the buffering situation, the internet. We'll get it straight one of these days, just not tonight.
Yep, one of these days. And clock stopped for a flag.
Dead ball. False start on blue. Repeat. Still be first down.
Evangel just sure they'll be trying to correct these mistakes in practice. Still plenty of game to go, so may not affect him adversely, but they start out with a 1st and 15. Lodge airs it out on the right side. A little bit of pushing and shoving. That catch, incredible. Incredible reception from Bradley Davis.
We got the replay. Young man climbs the ladder.
And he's down on the field, but managed to climb the ladder and succeed in that. But
that might be a cramp. Oh my goodness.
May have been the way that.
Let's see. Did we get that number?
The tackle looks like it's made by Luckfield.
No, I don't care about tackle. I care about
Bradley
catch.
Davis, senior.
Okay. Young man getting up. And he's up on his feet. Good sign.
Immediately clenched his side after going down from that tackle.
Yeah, it may have been cramps. He's walking just fine. And of course he'll have to come off for a play. Spencer, I'll bet you dinner right now this is a Jet Lodge run. I know you don't bet. I know you don't gamble. I bet you right now this is a quarterback run. Calling it right now.
I wonder what type of dinner he's betting on.
I'm going Tony Romo. This is a quarterback run.
All right, let's see if Lodge can do it. He's dangerous whenever he has a ball in his hands. Lodge is going to run it. You got to pay up now as Lodge gets to the outside, staying in, and finally brought down at about the 25-yard line. It's a leg tackle made by Josh Hackle.
Well, and it wasn't a design quarter. Oh, Lodge is down. Lodge got landed on by a Heat player.
And you see the edge of this play where he's running to the outside.
He kind of got hit low, and then player went down, so they're looking at him. Okay, he's back up.
Good to see another.
A night like tonight can kind of fool you because it's not hot, so you think you can't cramp. But if you don't stay hydrated and you're out there playing, it's very easy to catch a cramp. Very easy. And, of course, after tonight, Evangel will travel to – well, no, they will host Freedom. They might go to Freedom because they had Freedom here 2 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago, rather. They might travel to Freedom. Scheduled to host Freedom, though.
Anytime Evangel and Freedom collide with each other is very much a good game. But
well, and it was a close one. Yeah, it was a close one when they played earlier this season.
1st and 10, and instead of Lodge at quarterback, it's Bradley Davis with the air out to the middle of the end zone. Did he?
Oh no!
Couldn't pull it in, but the effort by Harris Black almost got the first points on the board for Evangel.
I'll tell you what, though, yeah, that young man, he put that ball out there, and if you're Coach Smith or Hagen Joyner, the offensive coordinator, I mean, I'm not a coach. Leave that dude in there. Let him chuck it up to Jet Lodge a couple times. I'm just saying. You don't have to. You can take my advice and probably leave it, but there you go.
James is wanting to keep his coaching cap.
But you could also use Bradley out there at receiver where he caught that ball up at about the 40-yard line.
James wants his coaching cap on as now have a 2nd and 10. Catch immediately at the line of scrimmage by Timothy Howard. It's a gain of about 8-9 yards on the play, and that will bring up 3rd down.
Another quick, it wasn't even really a quick screen. It was just a one-on-one beat your man play, and got the first guy beat. Safety came up to support. Maybe the maybe the linebacker came up to support. But good gain there by Howard. Keeps the ball moving, keeps the chain, not the chains, but the stick moving, and that's what you need right now. Just keep this momentum you have.
So now on 3rd down, here goes Lodge. Open space. Lodge for the first points of the game for the Lightning.
Hit that replay, Spencer. If you watch that young man, that is a excellent fake to the outside. You're going to see it. Excellent fake to the outside. Got the man to bite. Bam. Cut right up the middle of the hole. Gaping, wide open lane. I mean, you could have driven a Mack truck. These RVs that the Heat brought up, you could have driven one of these RVs right up through the middle. Oh, here we go. Here we go, son. We're going to get extra points all night, and I'm here for it.
We'll see if the Heat can make a block here, and it's
That's
low,
good.
but through the upright. So Evangel by an extra point. They take the lead with 4 seconds left to go in the
Spence
first.
here at the end of the first. We got a ball game. Coach Smith said, hey, I don't have my quarterback. We're going to give you the best game they've got. They're giving us the best game they got.
Just a low bounce kick that goes out of bounds. And flag thrown, so the Tennessee Heat will start on their own 30-yard line.
All right, both these kickers, they got their out-of-bounds kickoffs out of the way, got it out of their system. Now we're good. I think you see the Tennessee Heat take a shot here. I think they send Goolsby out. And I think they go ahead and they just put it up for the big man.
Final play of the first quarter. We'll see what Coach Ryan Scott and company will cook up on this play.
They could play it safe, but here he goes out wide right all by himself. I'm just saying, Spence, here you go.
Final play of the first quarter on a 1st and 10. And jumped movement from the defense, nothing doing.
They adjusted. They're going to jump, but they're not jumping offsides.
And you're right with the air out to the left side, but overthrew his intended target of Josh Hackle, and that's going to be the end of the first quarter. 7-6. We got a game on our hands in Montevallo, Alabama for the Kingdom.com Extreme Game of the Week. 12 minutes down, about 36 minutes left to go in the Kingdom.com Extreme Game of the Week. Spencer Thompson and James Shannon bringing you the coverage from Montevallo, Alabama.
36 minutes of game time.
Yep. And Carter Sutton with the catch and gets a gain of 1 or 2 yards. And the pressure that was dealt on Matthew Corley managed to capitalize on it.
Well, and a great executed screen pass. The only problem, right back to the line of scrimmage, and that Evangel defense was all over that.
And a gain of a few yards there. About 2 gets to a 3rd and 8. See what Ryan Scott can work up here.
Spencer, we got a ball game on our hands. Not a football game. We got a ball game.
You're right, and movement. Got another penalty.
Coach Smith is not happy about that.
Dead ball. Offside. Defense. Play remains 3rd.
5-year penalty.
Now we could hear from Coach Smith down below. He said who got the penalty on there, and they immediately substituted him out. So keeping his guys accountable.
He was yelling for the sub. He wanted he wanted that guy out. And it's not being negative towards the young man.
It's
It's
keeping
just
his
saying,
guys
hey,
accountable.
It's accountable. Yeah, it's like, hey, you cannot make these dumb penalties like this.
Yep. There's movement and more flags fly.
I think it's a delay game, Spence.
Yeah, came from the back.
Penalty
Judge.
game, yeah.
Dead ball. Delay game. Offense. Remains 3rd down.
So not only do you predict plays, you predict penalties.
I predict it all. Hey, y'all want to know what the winning lottery tickets are tomorrow night? Too bad I ain't telling you because I want to win the lottery for myself.
Why
so
would he tell you something for free that you could get paid for?
Exactly.
So now
if I don't make money off the lottery, I'll make money off telling people the winning numbers.
Back to where they started, 3rd down and 8. Corley with the toss across the middle. 1st down and a little bit more for Brandon Goolsby, staying on his feet to about the 28-yard line. And Goolsby making big plays for his team in clutch.
He's such a big player. You cannot bring him down up top. You got to go low, and a great job by Bradley Davis going low, getting the leg tackle, bringing the young man. I love that matchup of Davis one-on-one with Goolsby. That's going to be one to watch all night.
And this Heat offense already across midfield despite the negating penalties. And on the 26-yard line, they hand it off to Aldred, who was stopped in the backfield by several Evangel players. Initial contact made there by Thomas Koch.
Great job just penetrating the offensive line, finding the right gap, and calling their shot, and honestly.
And Tim Smith with the defensive coordination, trying to keep the Heat from taking the lead. Slim lead for Evangel that they're holding on to.
Only difference is your special teams, and that might be what it comes down to tonight.
Corley, that's a catch made by Sutton. Staying on his feet. Did he get to the 1st down marker? Looks like he passed it. Another 1st down.
And that's the thing. If you're the Heat, yes, you got Trace Aldred back, but you still have Carter Sutton, Josh Hackle, Brandon Goolsby. I mean, they've got Aiden Luchtefeld. They've got a 4-headed monster of receivers who could go start at any 8-man school in Tennessee, Alabama. I mean, you name it, they could go start tonight. Or, tomorrow night because it's Friday night.
Right.
But, I mean, these guys, they don't have, now after that top 4, they've got some guys who are developing. But with that top 4, they can spread them out and just take shots all night, and there's nothing you're going to do to stop them. And they can throw over the top to the big man, Ty Whitaker, too.
So now on a 1st and 10, a rush up the middle, get a gain of about 5 yards. And
speaking of the big man,
big man himself,
letting him do the quarterback sneak.
Yeah,
just a little bit.
Ty Whitaker himself
looking across the line of scrimmage at Evangel, saying, "Hey, look, stop us, shut us down."
See if this Evangel defense can make a big stop here. Just inside the red zone. 2nd and 5 with motion. Pitch in the backfield, so it's going to be Corley carrying the ball to the edge. Did he get in? Short of the goal line by a few yards, but that at least gives him a new set of downs and 1st and goal.
Using the quarterback as a running back. And a good block there by the fullback, who I believe was Sutton. Just clearing the lane for Corley.
And putting several people under center. Quarterback keep just to about the 2-yard line.
Spence, if you find something that works, you don't stop doing it. You keep it going, and you wear that horse out.
Trying to stop Ty Whitaker, it takes several of the Evangel linemen to do, and been very successful at it thus far.
Old Ty's a big guy. He's a big boy. He's eating a lot of Miracle Grow.
And I believe that's the Lightning's final timeout of the first half, so now 7:54 left to go in the second quarter. We want to remind you the Kingdom.com Extreme Game of the Week is sponsored by Grace Point Healthcare. Modern medicine the old-fashioned way. Grow, Live, Give, helping you fit all of the pieces together in your financial puzzle. Tennessee Heat Athletics. Visit TennesseeHeatSports.com. And by Jets Pizza of Springfield, Fort Campbell, Clarksville, and Goodlettsville. Let's get Jets. I believe their last time out of the half for Evangel, and 7:54. We'll see what the Heat offense can do here, and that's going to be a false start.
Yep.
We'll get the call from officials in just a few moments.
Dead ball. False.
Looks like we're back up and running for the time being. We apologize for the interruption there. We'll show you the replay of the touchdown that just occurred after this kickoff. Get you caught up on what we saw here, point out, and stopped short. And James, let's go ahead and get your analysis, since we have our viewers back in. Get your analysis of what you saw on this Jet Lodge touchdown.
Yeah, and like I said, just that's the athlete part of him playing quarterback. Just absolutely, pardon the pun, but just absolutely jetting up the middle and making it happen for his team.
And point after was
It's a pretty good pun.
Pretty good. And point after.
Shout out to Mr. and Mrs. Lodge for giving us that material.
Yep.
We'll send you a Christmas card.
Point after was good, so now tied up at 14. And Corley across the right. How about that trick play? Josh Hackle, touchdown, Tennessee Heat.
That is the second trick play that the Tennessee Heat have pulled out of their back pocket. The first one backfired. This one worked to perfection. Just a great job. Everyone's expecting the run. And Corley with that arm, you can forward pass it. You get the 1-4 pass. Wide open was Hackle to the end zone. And they are going extra points, so here we go.
Try to make it a 21-14
This is
game.
going to be an amazing night, Spencer. This is a magical night, not because of the ball game, the teams, the score, the game, just these extra points.
And Schroeder is
they said he
0
went
for
wide
2.
right.
Schroeder is 0 for 2.
It looked like it was good from here, but they're saying it looks like he went. They're saying he went wide right. We need that back of the goalpost shot, Spence. we need to do that.
At some point. At some point we
Just
will.
stand at the base, get the kick, and follow it through. There you go.
That's a good idea for Jack Elwig whenever we do the wireless camera feed. He could take the camera from the end zone goal line, run up to the player who has the touchdown, and then go behind the goal, get the shot.
Jack, you listening, bud?
Mental notes.
Shout out to Jack and Zach back home.
Yep.
Like I said, apologies for the stream going down. Which internet we on right now?
Going through the iPad now.
Good deal.
Just suddenly cut off for whatever reason, but we're
Got enough battery
Good
on the
to go
iPad. We're good to go. We're cooking with some peanut oil here.
You saying that because of your love for Chick-fil-A? 7:10 left to go in the second, and we will have a return this time, but from Harris Black. It's weaving through, and Harris Black just weaves through the defense, and Carter Sutton preventing the touchdown, but an incredible return.
If there's one young man on this football field right now that was going to catch the returner, oh, it's not the one with the biggest heart. It's the one with the best athletic ability and the closest shot, and it was that man right there, Carter Sutton, bringing him down. Big stop there for the Heat, but a great return for Evangel, really puts him in business.
And Evangel, of course, getting a big return, but they've got to capitalize on it on the 25-yard line.
And if you're the Heat from now on, you're going to be careful about those deep kicks, because imagine if that had been Jet Lodge returning the kick.
So 1st and 10, toss across the middle, incomplete, pass intended for Harris Black.
Decided to double dip after the kick return.
Try to make another big play.
And a shout out to our website guy, JD, back home. The website is coming, okay? It's coming. It's a work in progress. It's a whip.
2nd and 10. Toss, catch, Harris Black gets stopped for a gain of probably about 3-4 yards, and 3rd down and long.
Another one of those throw it out wide and just let him go one-on-one, try to beat his man. Picked up a few on it. There's a big 3rd down here, Spencer. Down 6, you're in the Heat territory. Hang on. Hey, 5, what's your range on field goal? He didn't hear me.
I don't know if broadcasters are supposed to talk to players during the game.
I don't care. We're like 20 feet from him. And I can't talk to the Heat players, so.
You need to try that move when you're at Charlie Daniels
Looks
Park.
like a timeout.
And okay, so
Evangel.
this is their last timeout.
So this last timeout that was called, there was a Heat timeout. And this one is Evangel.
So now
we need a counter.
Evangel certainly out of timeouts. Yep.
We need a counter on the scoreboard, Spence.
Another thing to do in the offseason.
Along with a flag. We have the flag.
Just haven't been using it as much.
Just haven't been using it. There you go. So if the balls are spotted on the, here's some homeschool math for you, speaking of two teams that are full of homeschoolers. If your ball's spotted on the 27 yards back, 10 yards for the end zone, so a 37-yard field goal. I mean, it's doable. I don't know what his range is, though.
The question is, why would you go for a field goal in this situation?
Because it's points.
Because James Shannon wants field goals.
I didn't say that. Don't put words in sentences where they're not.
Then why do you have that smirk when I say that?
Because I looked at your face, man.
That explains it. 3rd down and 6. Jet Lodge is going to keep it. Cut inside, back out. And Jet Lodge finally called for forward progress and gets the 1st down for Evangel.
Keeps the chains moving. The young man making it happen. Good job on the cuts.
Good for a Lightning 1st down.
Hey, Jet, I like your cuts, G. Got him. Listen, I have fun, okay?
A little bit too much fun.
Hate me for it.
Is
there really such a thing as too much fun? I mean, come on. You're telling me if Tony Romo was this close to the players, he wouldn't say something.
And bobbled ball, but run by Bradley Davis to the edge. 5-6 yard gain.
A little jet sweep trying to get it going. A lot of running here, and, of course, the ball going out of bounds, stopping the clock. A lot of running the football here. And a few completed passes here and there, but
yeah, just a few.
Good to see the streams holding up. Good stuff.
Don't jinx it.
Shout out to Spence.
Even though you probably just said something to jinx it.
Hold on. Dadgummit. Well, I was looking for some wood to knock on, so.
We're on metal scaffolding. I don't think
I know. Hey, listen, I was taking a shot, okay? Don't hate me.
2nd down and 4. Lodge is trying to find the opening, finds it, and Lodge, touchdown.
That young man is dangerous with the ball in his hands. And down inside the red zone, and he proves it again.
6-yard run.
You see here the awareness to know how to weave through those holes.
Yep, great vision. Spencer, poetry in motion. This is for a 1-point lead.
As they had earlier, and it goes
There you
through
go.
the uprights. 21-20. 5:25 left to go in the second. It's a really close game we have on our hands. Might be just as high scoring as last year when we had Evangel and Ezel.
We're on pace for about 50 points per team. Let's see what happens here. Last 5:25 in the second half. Second half could prove to be a big difference maker. It'll really come down to the decision making by these young men in the fourth quarter.
And in parts of the decision making of the coaches.
Well, in terms of play calling, but the young men on the field, whether you're running the ball or quarterback, you know, even the linemen, even the boys in the trenches, you know, your decision on blocking could hugely affect the outcome.
A lot of decisions to be made as it squibs down and picked up immediately by Josh Hackle. Gets almost to midfield to the 39-yard line and shaves off about 6 seconds.
By the way, JD, that shout-out doesn't come without a reminder on the website. There you go. You can listen. You can have the game going on your TV. You got your laptop going. There you go. How you doing? How's your mom and them? Love you, bud. Just messing with you.
First down and 10. $5:19 left to go in the half as Tennessee Heat trying to respond to the 1-point lead. Corley, toss across the middle, incomplete, just a little bit off with his intended man.
Can we get the
Hackle.
replay real quick on the backside? Maybe on the backside of that. I want to see something.
Yeah, we got the full thing in motion.
Let's see if there's any touchage. Nope, I don't think he did. And no flag thrown by the back judge, so good clean play, just missed the receiver.
Now a 2nd and 10 as Corley. Toss and incomplete. Looked like a miscommunication on the route. It was in the area of Goolsby, and now a tough third down decision for Ryan Scott and company.
Yeah, it looks like he was trying to get Goolsby on the out. Goolsby went in. It happens. It happens at times, but if you're the Heat right now, you got to answer. I dare say Evangel, in a back-and-forth game like this, it's tough to call. I say Evangel's got the momentum right now. You got to answer.
3rd and 10. Corley looking for Sutton, looking for options, tosses it across. It's a nice catch made by Hackle, diving and gets the first down for the Tennessee Heat.
Number 19.
That's what they needed. Little 15-yard pickup. Caught it on his knees. He looked like a rock star sliding on the stage. Snagged the ball and just right there making it happen.
Couldn't weave it to a better position either. And setting the chains and
Penalty against the Lightning.
about 5 minutes even left to go as the officials are having a discussion here. Moving it forward. Looks like there was an additional penalty at the end. Didn't catch the, looks like we didn't catch the penalty call. So on the 15-yard line.
Yeah, I didn't catch the penalty call. I don't think the official made one. Did you see any kind of indication?
If I did, I would have turned on the referee's
Okay,
microphone.
fine. I see how it is.
Neither of us saw anything on there, but regardless, they moved it forward as Corley tossed it across, incomplete.
Ooh.
Intended for Sutton.
Howard went trick or treat, and he was knocking on the door for an interception. Almost grabbed it. That time he got tricked. Not really tricked. He didn't get a treat, so he didn't get the interception, so he didn't get a treat. He didn't get the trick. That's the opposite.
Halloween falls on a Saturday this year.
I don't care.
You're not
I'm
taking
not a big
your,
Halloween guy. No,
You're not
no.
taking your kids?
No, I'm not a big Halloween guy. I'll let their mom take them. I'm not a big Halloween guy. I'm a Thanksgiving guy. There's football, there's food, there's naps.
Black Friday deals.
I don't even care about Black Friday. Too many people. I don't like being around people.
Amazon Prime Day is coming up. And looks like a delay game.
That means you got 10 seconds or less. So you're running, you got to.
You can hear a little bit on the back end,
That's right.
the official explaining it.
Dead ball. Play game. White. Main second down.
You can hear him explaining it to the players there too, and that's a moment of yes, he threw the flag, but it's preventative officiating.
Yes, exactly. And we see a good example of that a lot in Tennessee. But explaining how the back judge counts down those last 5 seconds. That's an important thing for a quarterback to know, especially when it's an officiating crew that you've never worked with, had in a game before. You gotta know that.
So now a 2nd and 15. Motion again. Corley with pressure, toss it across, incomplete. Pass was intended for Luchtefeld, and that was coverage by Aiden Lau.
No, that was Howard.
Yeah, it was Timmy.
Howard shutting it down on that left side of the field right now. Absolutely killing it with the pass coverage.
And facing now a 3rd down and 15. It's moments like this where the offensive coordination of Ryan Scott can either come in handy, or the Evangel defense can easily predict it. Third and 15. Corley shovels it forward, and it's ruled an incomplete pass. And make that
Please
now.
kick a field goal. Please kick a field goal. Come on, bring Schroeder on. Bring Schroeder on. He's already on the field. Come on. No, he's not on the field. Bring Schroeder on. They're not going to do it.
I think they're going to go
Doggone it.
I guess the big question is, what is Schroeder's range?
Well, it's about a 37 there. I could kick a 37-yard field goal. Guarantee you.
Too bad we don't have the All-Star game to see that happen anymore. But
I would do it.
We'll see if you could do that during one of the practices of the All-American games.
Bet.
And Sutton in motion on a 4th and 15. Corley to the end zone corner. Tapped at the last second. Intended for Goolsby. And that coverage is what is keeping Evangel's lead by 1 point.
All night, that coverage from Bradley Davis on Brandon Goolsby. Sometimes, a couple times, Goolsby's won. Davis has won. That's a back-and-forth battle all night. And the young man gets up, takes it away. We've seen Goolsby moss somebody. It was the Ezel Harding game, the game winner with 4 seconds left. He absolutely mossed his DB. Bradley Davis was not getting mossed on that play. Absolutely shutting it down. Huge, huge defensive stand for Evangel. 4 minutes, just 4 minutes left in the game.
Second quarter.
In the second quarter, first half. My bad.
Toss right side, catch made by Howard. And Howard weaving through the defense, brought down at about the 35-yard line. Tackle made by Josh Hackle, possibly a touchdown-saving tackle.
Boy, a lot of speed by the young man there, but the tackle by Hackle just absolutely making it happen.
Gains 25, 1st and 10 Lightning
Why is it red?
from the Tennessee 35-yard line.
And now with about 3:40 and winding down, the Evangel offense pressing down the field. Toss by Lodge to the end zone. Incomplete. Harris Black just through his hands.
We get the replay on that. Maybe on the back end.
Yep, just the back end there.
How bad was my camera work? Oh, I missed it. Doggone it. Doggone it. You can't get them all. Got a good shot on the end zone on the defensive play. Like I said, just can't get them all.
2nd and 10. Lodge across the middle. Incomplete pass intended for Davis.
Just a hair ahead of the young man.
Again, the Kentucky Kingdom and Hurricane Bay halftime report coming up at the end of the first half. I'll give you our highlights and analysis of the only game going on in the 8-man football world right now. It's coming up on the Kentucky Kingdom and Hurricane Bay halftime report.
And we are trying on the buffering. We apologize. Don't leave us, please.
So now a 3rd and 10. Lodge under pressure. He's trying to find an opening. He's got several Heat players to weave through and a gain of probably 4 or 5 yards. Not enough for the first down, but knowing Tim Smith.
Looks like they're going to give him 6.
About 6 yards, but knowing Tim Smith and company, they're going to go for it.
7. Oh, yeah, you got to go for it here. You got to go for it here. You're way too close to punt it. JD, listen, bub. All right. If I kick a 37-yarder, you will buy me buffet suppers once a week for a year.
And Lodge again weaves through. Jet Lodge to the house. He makes it look easy. Another 6 for Evangel.
That's a big run by the athlete. Everyone questioned, could Jet Lodge make it happen at quarterback? He's answering those questions right now. The young man absolutely picking his spot, making the most of his chances tonight, doing a great job filling in for Eli Whitfield. Oh, blocked.
And another blocked extra point. So make that 27-20. So one case, that's the first blocked PAT for Evangel this game, and 3 minutes left to go in the second. .127 left to go as the Tennessee Heat try to get a score here before halftime. Down by 14. Corley is going to take it. Meets with Jet Lodge, but pushes through for a 1st and goal just short of the goal line.
Corley doing his best Jet Lodge impersonation, trying to go on the quarterback keeper and just I mean, he got a gain. It was solid.
Gain of around 10 yards there, as got about 60 seconds left to go before halftime, but a 1st and goal on the 2-yard
Well, if you're the Heat, just get a touchdown here. Go into halftime, get the ball after kickoff.
And touchdown.
The big boy pushing it in. And they should go with the extra point here, I would think. Nope, they're going 2-point. No, they are going extra point because here comes Schroeder. Corley will spot it. Now Schroeder has gone wide right, and he's had one blocked. So not a great night on extra points. Let's see what the young man can do.
Can he go 33%? He will.
That one's straight and true. Got him, son.
34-27 now, a 7-point game. The Lightning leading with 54 seconds left to go before halftime, and it's looking so far like a good game.
That's a good one. That's a good one. It's always worth the drive to come down here to Evangel. see these people, see Coach Smith, just an awesome environment, almost better than some Tennessee environments, to be honest. But it's always worth the drive to come down and see these folks and to get to see the Tennessee Heat again, give fans back home a chance to watch their team on the road in another state. But, hey, it's always even better when you've got a ball game on your hands, and that's what we've got. Love it. Love it.
Again, to all of you watching back, either your homes in Mount Juliet or watching around the country, around the world, welcome into the Kingdom.com Extreme Game of the Week. And this ball is going to bounce all the way out of bounds, and they'll place it at about the 25, 30-yard line.
Good job by the returner. It looks like number 3. That's going to be Harris Black. Good job, not just grabbing the ball, letting it roll out of bounds, giving your team better field position. Spencer, when these when the PA announcers and the music people, the game directors, when they play Thunderstruck, you know what I hear? Copyright infringement.
Oh, yeah.
We do get hit with a lot of copyright infringements for PA music. Nothing we can do about it. It's all good.
So 1st and 10 for Evangel, trying to get a quick score here before halftime as a reception that by Bradley Davis, who stops out of bounds. So make it now 48 left.
Good job getting out of bounds by the young man.
Second down, 8, Lightning.
Gain of about 3 yards for 2nd and 7, and good clock management as the Lightning try to march down the field. Again, the Heat received the second half kickoff as Lodge scrambles. He's going to go across to the left. They have no more timeouts for the Lightning, but is that going to matter for Lodge? Cuts it side. No one can bring him down until they wrap his leg to about the 33-yard line.
They got to spike it. They got to get up to the line and spike it, Spence.
They do stop the clock to spot the ball, but you're right. They do have to spike it here unless Lodge is just going to call an audible. And
no, you still got to spike it.
Well,
you can't get a play call in that fast.
Well, maybe they do here as Lodge looking for something and looking for his options. Lodge across the middle. Catch made. Bradley Davis. The reception made. Popped out just as he was down. And
they've got enough time to get to the line until they get the sticks moved. And all that's important right now is just get the first down and line of scrimmage set.
Now now they're going to continue going 19, and they spike it. So make that 15 seconds left on the clock. We do have the replay on that pass across the middle, James. And the question is, was it a catch? But you could see Lodge coordinating here. Was it? Yeah, it was a catch, and then looked like it popped out last second.
It popped through on the roll down, but he was already down.
Yeah, good call by the officials. Now 15.7 on the scoreboard. And a 2nd and 10. So about 3 plays here, maybe 4 if you're conservative. Second and 10 as Lodge scrambles through the middle. There is a flag, though, so the clock will be stopped. Lodge staying on his feet, weaving around. Is he going to get in there? Touchdown. Let's check the flag.
Looks like it's coming back, Spence.
Yep. We'll get the call.
Holding on the offense. 10-yard penalty, spot of the foul, remain first down.
You're right, they do bring it back.
I was about to say it had to be either a block in the back or a holding on a run like that where it's kind of, spur of the moment, trying to make it happen.
So 6 seconds, 1 play for Evangel to get another score here, and they said stop the clock as it was running down, and looks like they're going to correct it here.
6 seconds back on the clock, please. That timeout, White. Timeout, White.
And the officials communicating through their walkie-talkie system.
Yep.
With earpieces. Makes it easier for communication. Spencer, that's why we do it right here.
Yep.
Watching brother Josh Hackle from New York. There you go.
one of the many reasons.
Not quite worldwide,
Not at
but
this
nationwide. There you go. We're not Pitbull yet.
So put on your coaching cap for a second, James.
Do I have to? I'm wearing my Tennessee hat, and I really.
I mean,
like
you don't
it.
have to, but Hagen Jordan's the offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
What is the play that they're going to try and run here with 6 seconds left?
Well, you're going to run a couple quick plays without passes, without routes. That way you can get to the sidelines, not having any timeouts. I mean, you're going to want quick. I think if you're quick about it, you can get two plays in without running out of time. You might even be able to get 3, but let's see what they do here.
They add an extra second on the clock, so 7, 6, winding down. Jet Lodge looking for his options. Is he going to run it across the middle? He's going to stay down, and that's going to end the first half. Lodge just not able to get anything going. End of 24 minutes of game time, 34-27. Evangel leading by 7. Well, it's a close game in the first time these two teams have ever met. Kentucky Kingdom Hurricane Bay halftime report is coming up in about 30 seconds. You're watching Kingdom.com Extreme Game of the Week. Welcome into the Kentucky Kingdom and Hurricane Bay halftime report, everybody. I'm Spencer Thompson. That's the CCS Bench Hall of Famer, James Shannon. You do this every time. You forget to switch your cap until we go on air.
Got to rep Big Orange, baby,
so
as well as breast cancer.
Pink shirt for me.
There you go.
Pink shirt for him.
You called it salmon earlier.
I
Was
did
it
call
salmon
it
or
salmon.
pink?
You said it was pink. I'm going by the guy who's not colorblind. That's you.
That's true. That's true.
34-27 the score right now, and the Tennessee Heat. It's just little mistakes that have kept them to not have the lead in this game. Of course, Evangel had a lot of penalties throughout the first quarter, seemed to have that corrected. But at least for the Tennessee Heat, these are very correctable things that Coach Scott is going to talk about at halftime.
Well, we've seen so far this year, every game we've done with the Tennessee Heat, they're a second half team. They really come on strong in the second half. Typically, they have to make a comeback. Here, you really don't have to. I mean, you did. You were down 14, but they kind of bridged that gap a little bit. You're only down by 7. You get the second half kickoff. Slow down, play your game. They know what they're good at. They know what they're not. You just have to eliminate those little mistakes and make just plays. Just chip away at this Evangel defense. That's all you got to do.
And even though Eli Whitfield is out of the game, Jet Lodge has stepped up at the quarterback position for Evangel, and it's part of the reason why it reminds me a little bit of Alex Deitz when he was swapped to the quarterback position. When you have an athlete playing at the quarterback position, it's Jet Lodge has put a lot of great positioning for the Evangel Lightning to stay in this game.
Yes, sir. That's great. That's a great example. I mean, honestly, and it's something that like Classicals tried to do with Josh Sahlstrom a little bit. I don't know that it's worked as much. Definitely not as well as this, and not as well as it did with Deitz, who won the state championship. But if you're Evangel, keep doing what you're doing. Keep putting the ball in Jet Lodge's hands. You haven't gone wrong so far. Don't stop doing it now.
The way he scrambles around the field and the way he gets many touchdowns for the Evangel Lightning is incredible. Halftime, about 12 minutes left until we get out of that. We'll keep the timer on the Be Right Back screen. You're watching the Kingdom.com Extreme Game of the Week. Welcome to the start of the second half of the Kingdom.com Extreme Game of the Week. 34-27, the Evangel Christian School Lightning lead at home against the Tennessee Heat.
Spencer, cheers to a better signal second half.
Spencer Tomzett, James Shannon bringing you the action as a two-man crew
Copy Reg
from
Struck.
Montevallo, Alabama, and hopefully Thunderstruck does not get picked up by YouTube systems and we can just move along with our.
This is sorry to interrupt. This is big for the Heat here. This is big. You got to answer.
Tennessee
That
Heat.
stream's holding up pretty good. And again, I don't have any wood to. I just jinxed us. I apologize, folks. I just jinxed us.
Tennessee Heat receives the second half kickoff and got a big stop against Evangel prior to the end of the first half, and ball bouncing, it will be returned. We'll have a return from the Tennessee Heat, and looks like it was 25 for the Tennessee Heat. Don't have them on our roster here, but
You got Eli Whitaker on there twice.
Huh. You're right. So I believe I heard Walker from the PA announcer on that.
Well, we're about to find out.
Must have updated it since the last time we did the Tennessee Heat game, but
Well,
6 seconds shaved off.
Thank the Lord for teams who update their max preps.
We'll see how the Tennessee Heat responds, down by 7. And with motion, Corley hands it off up the middle. Carter Sutton immediately met in the backfield. It's a tackle made by Dylan Weathers with the initial contact.
Number 25 is a sophomore, Aaron Spicer. And it wasn't really a full return, more of a squib kick. Spencer, you're a genius. That looks good. Look at you, sir.
You're the one who came up with the idea. How does that make me the genius?
Listen, just take the compliment. They don't come along. They don't come along often. We have to give them to each other. So there you go.
Loss of 2 on the play for 2nd and 12. And fake sweep and a toss across the top. But that Evangel defense read right through it. Jet Lodge was not going to allow Goolsby to go anywhere on that play.
Well, it looks like they've adjusted and realized that, Bradley Davis did a good job on Goolsby, but they realized that, hey, listen, we're going to put our best player on their best player. And that's what they did, and so far it's paying off for them.
Jet Lodge, one of several players we cover throughout the season, doubles over as a good quarterback and as a good defensive player.
You'll see Davis over here near side matched up on Hackle.
3rd down and 8. Corley scrambles, looking for something to go with, but he's met Timothy Howard with the initial contact, and 4th down. We might see our first punt of the game.
There you go. And Goolsby coming back to the huddle limping. He's had a tough night.
This Tennessee Heat team has certainly had they have had a rough night against the Evangel Lightning, and for the first time of these two teams meeting each other, it's one of these games that it's a good start for a rivalry. And it's a fake punt. Sutton reversed it, a double reversal, and can Hackle get a first down? He's weaving through. Hackle trying to push, and he's going to be short of the first down marker by several yards.
Great play call and great run by Hackle, but good stop there for Evangel.
The Evangel Lightning responding as they should, and the question is, do they go up by 2 scores again here, or can that Heat defense respond?
And again, broadcast signal issues coming off, or broadcast streaming issues coming off of Signal. We're struggling with that, but little Tennessee redneck ingenuity there and made it happen.
Jet Lodge on a 1st and 10, flag on the side. Jet Lodge with a deep toss is just going to throw it away. Pass intended for Davis, and let's check the flag. Penalty marker down for now. Time called here, and the officials discussing it here. rolling.
Got illegal substitution on White. Remains first down.
So it looks like the Heat get penalized with that one, and they move it up for a 1st and 5.
Just not able to get that player on in time.
Lodge. Again, he has so much time in the pocket, and when he's dangerous is with those deep tosses. Incomplete, just through the hands of Bradley Davis. Would have been an amazing touchdown if that had happened.
Let's prove it. Let's prove it was the signal quality, signal strength.
Jinxed us.
I did. Dadgummit. Yeah, there it goes. 3-minute run there. What are we down to?
60 and then 2,000, and then 12. 2nd and 5. With motion, Lodge. Gonna keep it. Lodge finds the opening. Dangerous when he does that. Meets with Hackle, staying on his feet, finally forced out of bounds at the 16-yard line. And Jet Lodge is making these rushes look so easy.
Well, and last week, I'm not going to say he struggled at quarterback, just not used to playing quarterback. He's had a whole week to practice at the position, get it under his belt, and he's just showing how dangerous he can be.
Now a timeout called on the field. I believe the Tennessee Heat calling a timeout there. Perfect time to remind you that the Kingdom.com Extreme Game of the Week is sponsored by Grace Point Healthcare, modern medicine the old-fashioned way. Grow, Live, Give, helping you fit all of the pieces together in your financial puzzle. Tennessee Heat Athletics. Visit TennesseeHeatSports.com. And by Jets Pizza of Springfield, Fort Campbell, Clarksville, and Goodlettsville. Let's get Jets. Coming out of the timeout huddle. And make that about 9:07 left to go in contest. Contest's 3rd quarter.
Evangel could really put some distance here, 2 points, 2-score separation. And, of course, that doesn't mean much for the Heat, but
Lodge, quick toss to his teammate Kyle Jones. Kyle Jones cuts inside. Can he get through? Looks like it's a 1st and goal.
young man wide open out in the flat. Makes some good moves and gets down inside the 5, looks like. Right at the 5.
Ruled a 1st down. And 1st and goal, 5 or 6 yard line. Lodge again, toss, touchdown. Easy reception for Harris Black, and another 6 on the board for Evangel.
Just to let you folks know, with the streaming, something that might help just a hair is if you back up maybe 5 minutes. And, don't try to get it live. Run it back 5 minutes and just kind of let it buffer and try to keep ahead of it. That might help on your end, because on our end we're having just a few issues. But anyways.
Perfect extra point through the uprights makes
Yes,
it
sir.
a 41-27 game. Evangel now on a 14-point lead against the Tennessee Heat. And question is, how does Ryan Scott and company respond to this?
Well, it was a quick answer right out off of getting the turnover on downs. March down the field, strike quickly. If you're Ryan Scott, you've already been down by 2. Just do your thing. You have plenty of weapons. Slow the game down and chip away at this defense.
Plenty of time to chip away. Only about an hour and almost an hour and 40 minutes since kickoff, and we're closer to
A little bit longer, a
halfway.
little bit of a longer halftime. Actually, about the length of an NFL halftime.
And booted to the left sideline, and he's going to stay in bounds and knees it down at about the 7-yard line. We'll see how the Tennessee Heat respond on this offensive drive.
Forgot to move the camera tripod back out. That way we didn't have a special appearance by the pole.
So for the Tennessee Heat, of course they have this game against Evangel on the road at Lighthouse next week, hosting Bowling Green on, I believe, a Saturday, and then at, I believe that's the Memphis Nighthawks.
Yes, it is the Memphis Nighthawks. It'll be an 11-man game. And then, of course, the next week you've got the Independence Bowl.
Independence Bowl colliding with the Freedom Cowboys. And the ball loose, and Evangel falls on it. Great awareness by, looks like it was Chris Lee who got the ball there. And just a missnap there by the Heat.
Little mistakes, they add up, and it came back to bite them. Evangel now has an opportunity to go up by 3.
Yep, Chris Lee.
3 scores, that is, not 3 points.
Chris Lee with the fumble recovery, and Jet Lodge scrambles, end zone, touchdown. Another 6.
I'm kind of proud of how you said scramble. You said scrambles. I'm proud of you, Spence. That is a 21. Now, it's not the greatest lead that the Heat have had to come back from, but it is a 21-point lead.
Chance to go up by 21.
Can I call this? Can I call it? Snap, set, kick, through the uprights. It's good.
You can tell James has missed the broadcast booth for a long time.
I've missed it, man.
48-27 with 8:22 left to go in the third. And the Heat down to the Lightning. Evangel kicks it off, and another attempted kickoff return. And that's returned by the Tennessee Heat's.
That's Spicer.
Spicer. 4 seconds shaved off at that return, and they'll start at the 25-yard line in their own territory.
Tennessee will have the ball 1st and 10 from their own 25-yard line.
And this Evangel team, as we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, they lost a lot of players from last 2 years in their back-to-back national championships. Still playing fairly well.
They got a false start.
False start.
Got dead ball, false start. Still got 1st down.
Well, and Spence, they lost a lot of players due to graduation. They also lost a couple players due to transfer. Mentioned it a second ago. Will Farrell transferring to Bessemer Academy here nearby.
5 yards back for the Heat, 1st and 15, and they'll call it again.
Yep. Did it again, did he? Center. Yep. Dead ball, false start on offense. Still got 1st down.
Make that a 1st and 20.
1st down, 20.
1st and 20, 8:18 to go, down 21. Got them right where we want them.
It's a young Evangel
Not
team.
we, but you know what I mean.
Right. The young Evangel team, and for only 1 loss on the season, it's pretty impressive for them, as it's pitch in the backfield and run for about 5 yards gain back, so a 2nd and 15 coming up. But Tennessee Heat, they gained more than they lost going from 2019 to 2020, and that's a testament. It definitely shows with their only loss being in an 11-man game.
Well, and with them being really the premier homeschool team in Nashville, the true homeschool team in Nashville, it just kind of gave them an ability to pick up a guy here or there that maybe couldn't play. Also, being independent helps out. You can have your opinion on that, and you're entitled to it, but definitely making some moves.
gives these kids an opportunity to play football where they would not otherwise have that
Exactly.
opportunity. And on a 2nd and 15,
Bad snap.
just a bad snap the second time that has happened, and
I
make
apologize.
that
Didn't
a
mean to cut you off.
3rd down and 17.
I cut you off saying I apologize. Didn't mean to cut you off. So my bad. Double my bad.
So at least winding down the clock on these rushing plays, but time is of the essence for the Tennessee Heat when they're down by 3 scores.
Well, you've got to, I know originally I said chip away. That was when you were down by 7. You're down by 21 now. You got to start taking some shots. But it all starts with not making silly little penalties and mistakes and getting your snaps right.
3rd down and 15, pitch to the backfield from Sutton, and staying on his feet is the man, Brandon Goolsby, weaving through. He's got some room, got some blockers. People push him to the side. Goolsby for the 1st down. Incredible.
The young man is hurting. The young man is in pain. He's limping around. It was a designed throw, double reverse throw, and he just couldn't get the pass away. The defense in his face, but did not go down at all, and turns it into a very positive play. Picks up the 1st down, moves the chains.
And it had to be Jet Lodge was the one that had to bring him down.
Oh, hands down. Absolutely. Wouldn't have it any other way.
So now a 1st and 10 across the 36-yard line. And a handoff up the middle to Sutton. Pushing through to right to midfield, and gain of about 4 yards.
Just a good hard run. Just smack him in the mouth real quick. Maybe pull those linebackers up a little bit so you can take a shot.
(48-27) right now. Evangel's defense trying to hold strong so their offense can get the job done. First ever meeting between the Tennessee Heat and the Evangel Christian School Lightning.
Hey, it's a good one. It's a good one. I'll give them that.
Start out this rivalry with a bang. And fake handoff as Corley looks for it. Catch is made by Corley. A brotherly connection there, and it'll move the chains for a 1st down.
And I was saying earlier, they've got the 4 weapons. You've got Hackle, Goolsby, Luchtefeld, and Sutton. Throw Corley in there. You got a 5-headed monster at receiver. They don't have a bad top receiver. I mean, you could have 2 receivers go down right now. You could have Sutton and Goolsby go down right now, and you're still, and obviously those are your 2 biggest guys in size and playmaking, but still solid across the board at receiver.
And pitch to Sutton in the backfield. He's got some space, but could have been gone to the end zone if he had not been stopped there. A gain of 7.
Just really trying to take a shot here. That's what they have to do. They're slowing the game down a little bit. They're playing their pace, and that's what you have to do. Don't get caught up in the rush of, we're down by 21. Chip away at it. You've still got 16 minutes rather to go. That's a lot of time. As long as you start making moves now.
2nd and 4. Corley with a quick toss, overthrew his man.
I think he might have thought he was throwing to Goolsby, and Goolsby's got a solid foot on Hackle there.
Now with a 3rd down and 4, this Heat offense try to get something going, and thanks to all 47 of you watching thus far, and it's a great matchup from Montevallo, Alabama, and a push through the middle, and breaks free. Touchdown for Ty Whitaker.
It's big boy time. Big boy making it happen. Just bulling his way up the middle. Just would not be brought down. Absolutely punches it in. That's massive.
And James's favorite play attempt coming up.
Oh, it's good stuff, Spence.
Chance,
Does a man's heart good.
chance to make the lead go to 14 for Evangel. And kick is up.
Straight and true. That's
Perfect.
poetry in motion, Spence. Hey, and with that kick from Schroeder, listen, that kick was from the 15, so it's a 25-yard field goal. I'm giving him a 35-yard field goal because that kick had plenty of distance.
Onside kick attempt by the Heat, and do they recover it here?
Nope,
No,
Evangel. Evangel still scooped it. Good opportunity for the Heat, but Evangel capitalizing.
And the freshman Cole Romano was quick to jump on that, and just good field advantage for the Lightning. So we'll see if this Heat defense can get anything going as Tony Diaz coordinates the defense for his Tennessee Heat team.
I'll tell you what right now. Jet Lodge is not getting a Christmas card from Tony Diaz.
Speaking of Jet Lodge, incomplete pass intended for Timothy Howard.
Spence, can you hit a replay real quick, real fast? I want to see, was that a backwards pass?
From this angle, it looks like a backwards pass. At least from this angle.
Nope, forward pass. Forward pass. Good stuff. I wasn't calling him a liar. I wasn't calling him a truther. I was just asking. Just asking a question.
2nd and 10. Right at midfield. Lodge again. He's got time. He's not been sacked once this game. And Lodge will toss it to the outside and incomplete.
Just overthrew his man by a hair. Good job, though, running around, making it happen.
Now on a 3rd and 10, this Heat defense trying to get the pressure on.
JD, if you're watching this game, I need you to quit sending me TikTok, son. I'm just kidding. Send them on. I'll watch them later. Speaking of TikTok, guess what? We're on TikTok.
Yes,
Search
we are.
8-Man Extreme. Of course, you can watch those TikTok videos on our Instagram every Sunday that we do them, but, you know, follow the TikTok. Boost the TikTok. Also on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
3rd down is Lodge. He's under pressure from Sutton. Tosses it towards the end zone and catch! Touchdown! Incredible! Bradley Davis for the 6.
Call Jet Lodge the baker because he put the ball right in the breadbasket. Perfect accuracy here. Boom. Right in the numbers. He must have been playing darts all day because he was hitting numbers.
You hear the siren going off here, the excitement for, your favorite play.
Can I call it?
Go ahead. Give me a little bit of a rest, I guess.
Spot, set, kick. Good. Snap, set, kick. My bad.
21-point lead again for Evangel. Let's make that 3:32 left to go in the 3rd. And we will step aside. Kick goes out of bounds.
Appreciate it.
And the Tennessee Heat will have good field advantage to try and start out this offensive drive, and we'll see how it goes from there. Spencer Thompson, James Shannon bringing you the action from Montevallo, Alabama. This first game ever between the Tennessee Heat and the Evangel Christian School Lightning.
First down, 10, Tennessee.
Sorry, Spence.
We'll see what the Heat can do and respond to that touchdown there. The big thing is their defense has to make a stop going forward, but they carry up the middle, immediately met by that Evangel defense.
Tried the fullback run. Spencer.
Yes. You have anything?
No, I was just saying your name.
You should just say my name.
Not a lot of people talk to you, so I just say your name sometimes just to make you feel good. I'm just messing with you, bud. Tried the fullback run right up the middle. That interior defensive line for Evangel has not allowed anything, except for the touchdown. Okay, I'll give you that. The Whitaker touchdown, they gave it. But other than that, it's been a solid effort from those D tackles and inside linebackers tonight, middle linebackers.
2nd and 9. And leave flags there.
Dead ball. False start. White. Still got second down now. Second down.
We're back a little bit for 5 yards.
I didn't see who moved, but I don't know. Maybe did you catch him?
No.
He didn't give a number, I believe. He just said white. So
Yeah, they don't give numbers in the high school level. 2nd and 15. They only give it to the coaches as Corley tossed to the right side and a little bit of shoving off. The catch is made. How about Goolsby? Brandon Goolsby loses the football, but it's picked back up by the Tennessee Heat. Good for his teammate Josh Hackle to be there.
Hackle's going to own Goolsby a Big Mac after this. Just a
coverage,
grown
yeah.
man catch. He's going. He had it. He was clear, and it looked like who was on the coverage? Maybe Kyle Jones. Hit that replay
Jones
one more
and
time.
Lodge.
Yeah. So well, hang on.
It's Lodge, and
Right.
that is 14.
14. That's Jones.
and Lodge.
Caden no, that's Kyle Jones. 14
Yeah,
is
Kyle Jones and Lodge was also in the area.
just trying to make the tackle. Did a good job knocking the ball loose.
And another rush up the middle attempted by Carter Sutton. Doesn't result in anything but a few yards, so about a 2nd down and 4.
Nice little spin move there for Carter.
3. 2nd down, 7.
Second and 6 now. Corley under pressure. Got options, staying on his feet, dives forward, a gain of a yard there it'll be a 3rd down and 5. And there's an injury on the play. Looks like Eli Whitaker is down for the Tennessee Heat. So they're going to have the medical staff attend to him. We will step aside for an injury timeout. 1:10 left to go in the third quarter as the Tennessee Heat at that injury timeout. Eli Whitaker being looked at on the sideline by medical staff. And clock winding down with about 50 seconds left in the third. And big pressure for Corley, tossed across the middle, incomplete.
Couldn't tell who that was intended for on the screen. Just a little miscommunication there, and missed. He actually got lucky that it didn't get intercepted in a situation like that where there's miscommunication. The ball's thrown to a different spot than the receiver's in. Just a big break there for Corley.
Especially with all that pressure coming in, it looked like it was a full-out blitz for the Lightning.
Well, and it was actually the screen in terms of the Heat was executed perfectly. They released the defenders, led them on through, set up a wall, and like I said, just a miscommunication on the pass.
Now 4th down and 6. There's motion. Corley still with pressure, looking for something, toss across the middle, diving catch attempted but incomplete. Intended for Hackle, and that'll be a turnover on downs.
Still deep in their own territory, though, Spence, down about the 25-yard, not as deep, but about the 15-yard line. All the Heat have to do is make a stop on defense. They did it several times early in the first half, specifically the first quarter. And if they can do it here again, that'd be huge. Huge.
Defensive stop here or a defensive score would certainly be what the Heat want going into the fourth quarter. But first things first, they got to get the play going here. It's quarterback keep by Lodge. Lodge weaving through, finds the opening. Jet Lodge. Not only is he the bread maker to get it into the bread basket, he's delivering the bread on his own accord. Touchdown.
Hey, listen, even bakers have delivery services sometimes, and that's what Jet Lodge is doing tonight. Got through that line. That was the type of run where if they had a Jumbotron, he'd be looking up at the Jumbotron, making sure no one's right behind him.
So now 61-34. Extra point attempt. And again, James's favorite play.
I got it. Snap, set, kick. Nope, good block.
Low.
Bad spot by the holder. Maybe it may have had something to do with the snap. Shout out to all 55 of you watching. There you go.
55 watching with 30 seconds left to go in the third, as about 12 and a half minutes until the game is over here in Montevallo.
Spence, the Heat haven't just been a second half team; they've been a fourth quarter team, and this is where you step up right here. It's 8-man football. You know how fast an 8-man team can score 28 points?
Very fast.
Well, Evangel just did it pretty quick. So especially
on a 40 by 80.
Yes. Well, imagine on a 52 by 100. But on a 40 by 80, yeah. I love doing the 8-man games on an 8-man field. That's fantastic. You know, we were talking to Coach Smith before the game and the conference Evangel plays in. You know, Coach Smith said, look, the championship game needs to be played on a 40 by 80. The one up in Tennessee is going to be played on a 40 by 80.
This year, and of course last year was at Ezel Harding, and then 2017, this kick goes out of bounds. 2017 played on a 50 by 100, but they swap in between the two. Played on a 40 by 80, it just makes it a little bit more of a level playing field for all the teams involved.
Yes, exactly.
So let's see what the Heat could do with 30 seconds left in the third.
Well, it'd be like making, softball players play on a baseball field. It's not comparable. You can't, the game is not designed for that field. You have to adjust the field size to the game.
And Corley tossed it over, intended for Hackle, just out through him. Takes 6 seconds off and trying to take some deep shots here to get some big yardage in a short amount of time.
You absolutely have to. You got to make something happen right now. You're going to see a lot more of this, Spence. They're going to spread. They're going to go 2 wide. They might go 2 left, 1 right.
And second down and 10. The catch is made across the middle. Weaving out tackles. Carter Sutton. He's got one man to beat. Trying to stiff arm. Carter Sutton finally brought down at about the 12-yard line. And it's those kind of plays are why the Tennessee Heat are still very much in this game.
When you need a big play by your leaders, they have to step up. Carter Sutton, I didn't even realize he caught that. Yeah, that was a bullet. Straight to the gut. Great job by Carter. Must have been that ribeye.
And they spot the ball there. He was telling us before the game he had a ribeye steak medium.
He even brought us some rolls.
He brought us some rolls
with
from
some honey butter.
Texas Roadhouse.
That man's a real MVP. You know that?
I didn't think he was serious about that. Last play of the third quarter. Run up the middle by Aldred. Aldred for a gain of about a yard or 2. And that's going to be the end of the third quarter. 12 minutes left to go in this game, and more than likely not over yet with what we've seen from the Tennessee Heat. Back in a few moments for the Kingdom.com Extreme Game of the Week. $12 minutes remain in the game. Spencer Thompson and James Shannon live from Montevallo, Alabama for the first overall meeting between these two organizations.
Heat knocking on the door.
As Corley gets the toss out incomplete, intended for Aldred. You know, it is a game changer for Aldred to be in the game, but he's been really quiet up to this point. He hasn't performed as much, and that's mostly because of Carter Sutton and guys like Josh Hackle really stepping up and taking the
Well,
load.
and it could be a coach trying to ease him back in, but, you know, I mean, if he's not 100%, I understand that, but, you know, at some point he's got to play like the Trace Aldred that went to the 2019 Chick-fil-A Extreme All-Star game, and, you know, the guy that has showed up earlier in the first part of this season.
Corley under pressure again. Toss. Was that a catch? Short of the end zone. They rule it for a first and goal, or first and goal inches.
That ain't first and goal. That's first and an index card. Like, turn sideways like the NFL did a couple years ago.
Yep.
Like that, it's first and, yeah.
So now
it's first and a slice of bread. Hey, there's your measurement right there.
First and a slice of bread, probably baked by Jet Lodge himself.
Jet Lodge
UB
Bakery.
Sneak trying to get to the end zone,
He didn't
just
get
short.
it.
Yep. they
Yeah,
rolled him short.
got stuffed by that line, tried to stick the ball out and didn't get there. First and a slice of bread from Lodge Bakery. There you go. Tying all the loose ends together tonight.
You know how so many players on social media say we got to get that bread? They're trying to get in contact with Jet Lodge.
Hey, just
Simple
hit him
as
up on
that.
Instagram. There you go.
Let's talk to Jet Lodge. He'll probably get you something. Under 11 minutes, Tennessee Heat trying to get a score here. Conserve time and sweep it back. Corley, touchdown.
There you go. That's your first crack at it right there. And if you're the Heat, Yeah, here comes Schroeder because they're going to be careful. You cannot afford to try to go for a 2-point and not get it, and then you're trying to play catch-up. Just take the extra point and move on.
Got it in the end zone there and trying to make it a – right now it is a 21-point lead. An extra point here makes it 20. Either way, still a possession
Snap,
game.
set, kick.
Yep. No good. So make that 21. So he has to be perfect.
Spencer, I think those field goal posts are a little crooked. No, I'm just kidding.
Now that you mention it.
Depends on how you tilt your head. No, I'm totally kidding. I'm totally kidding.
10:39 left to go in the game as the Tennessee Heat trying to crawl back here. And again, we've seen it in the past. They're very much they're a second-half team, more so a fourth-quarter team when it comes to being down in deficits.
Well, and right now, one of these leaders needs to pull a huddle together and needs to light a fire under these Heat players and tell them, look, yo, we did not just drive 3 hours to absolutely get beat by a team that doesn't even have their starting quarterback. I'm just saying. And if you're Evangel, hey, that's the message you're preaching. Hey, listen, this dude's laid it out on the line tonight.
Thanks to all 55 of you watching right now.
Big shout out.
Get some more people to watch. Let's get up to 100. Why not? Let's get some more people to view in on separate devices. Get a whole bunch of views. Onside kick attempt by the Heat. Looks like they touched it before it went 10 yards, so Evangel will start with the ball in Heat territory. Shaves 2 seconds off of the game clock, and we'll see if Tennessee Heat can get a big defensive stop here, because it's now at this point you can't let Evangel score anymore if you want to make it back in this game.
Spencer, someone just made my night. They took the thumbs down away.
Thank you.
And they turned it into a thumbs up.
Thank you.
That's the kind of positivity we need in this country.
Lightning.
Thumb switcher 2020, that's what I'm saying.
1st and 10 for Evangel. Jet Lodge again. He's going to scramble with it, but brought down at about the line of scrimmage. And maybe a gain of a yard on the play. So now 2nd down and 9.
I'll tell you what, if you're Freedom watching this, you're starting to get just a tad bit worried, seeing how comfortably Jet Lodge just settled into this quarterback position.
Especially with that game next week that
seeing the chemistry he's built up with Howard and Davis. Just taking shots with him. I apologize.
You good. Especially with that game next week, which it says it's to be hosted here, but probably at Freedom since it already happened there. Jet Lodge is going to keep it, and Carter Sutton immediately meets him in the backfield.
2 years ago as a sophomore, Carter Sutton led the conference when they were in MTAC. He led the conference in sacks. And right there, the young man saying, "Not today, son." That's a big, big momentum builder right there.
At least he didn't steal one of your catchphrases.
That's true. I apologize. Carter Sutton.
3rd down and 15 as Jet Lodge scrambles again. Looking for the connection there, and is that an interception? It is picked off. Matthew Corley with the interception.
A little bit of a battle there for the ball. Wow, that was loud. My apologies. A little bit of a battle for the ball. And Corley said, hey, I'm used to having the ball in my hands. It's coming right back to my hands. Just a great job getting up there. Who was the intended receiver?
Bradley Davis.
Yeah. Going to Davis, who's had a great night. But Corley, I told you, 4th quarter team right here. We could have the Macon Spencer of a great, great finish here tonight. It could go one of two ways. A great comeback finish for the Heat, or Evangel could just absolutely continue to smother the Flames.
So newest set of downs for the Heat. Toss incomplete. Pass intended for Goolsby.
Pass incomplete. Number 14, Brandon Goolsby.
It's now a 2nd and 10 for the Heat to face here, and
Second down, 10.
about 8:58 left to go in tonight's contest.
You viewers are like Oprah. You get positivity. You get positivity. Up to 12 people watching there, or 12 likes. This is the most liked video in a while. Just saying. Most liked broadcast. It's always good to be liked. Doesn't happen very often back home, so.
Second and 10. Toss incomplete. Pass intended for Aiden Diaz. And let's make that now a 3rd down and 10.
I'd say his bigger brother should have worked on with passes, but his big brother was a all-star center for the Heat and had those lineman hands. Although, you know, I mean, he did snap the ball every play. So, I don't know. Elijah, come on, buddy. You got to be better than that. You got to help your brother out. Love you, man.
And time called. Looks like a timeout called by Evangel with 8:53 left to go in the game. It's a 21-point lead. Perfect time for us to remind you that the Kingdom.com Extreme Game of the Week is sponsored by Grace Point Healthcare. Modern medicine the old-fashioned way. Grow, live, give, helping you fit all of the pieces together in your financial puzzle. Tennessee Heat Athletics. Visit TennesseeHeatSports.com. And by Jets Pizza of Springfield, Fort Campbell, Clarksville, and Goodlettsville. Let's get Jets. Back out of the timeout huddle, under 9 minutes left to go in the 4th. Tennessee Heat down by 21. Carter Sutton in motion. Corley, toss to the right side. The catch is made and weaves through the defense. Staying on his feet, Josh Hackle is going to take it. He's got one man to beat, gets across. Josh Hackle, touchdown!
That young man must have been on the sidelines during that timeout, going ahead and putting in some margarine on that uniform.
There is an injured Lightning player on the ground.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 broken tackles by Hackle.
Looks like there was an Evangel player down on the field. He's got his helmet off, take it to the sideline. At least he's able to stand on his own feet. It's Caden Jones.
It's one of those leaders stepping up and making a play. That's what you needed right there.
And again, factoring in time. This is probably the point where they won't go for it here, but you'd think it'd be the point where they start going for 2-point conversions, but
nope, you just take the one, Spence.
They just take the one there, and
that's
now
good.
61-47. Now we've got a 14.
No, don't jinx it. Don't jinx it.
14-point game right now.
Okay, I thought you said something else.
No.
I thought you said something else, and you were going to be walking home. I guess it's not up to me, though, because you're not riding back with me anyway. So
that is true. I know what Uber and Lyft is.
Facts. That's an expensive Uber, though.
Well, the hotel probably not.
I'm talking about home.
You're right.
Did I say hotel? No.
Nah.
I have had to take a 2-hour Uber before.
Yep. You told me about that story.
That got expensive.
Oh, yeah. I did a 2-hour Uber for somebody.
I bet you made a killing.
100 with tip is about $140.
Jeez, bud, there you go. Attaboy. Attaboy.
That was from the borough to was it
Murfreesboro for you Alabama folks.
From the borough to there's Kingston Springs. I think it was
No, it's Kingston Springs. You're right.
No, there's Kingston Springs and Kingsport.
Kingsport is out near Knoxville.
Yeah, so 2 hours, yeah. But anyways, and it's loose. The Heat fall on it. Just a misplay, and
Coach Smith.
Yeah, Coach Smith upset about it. I do not blame him for being upset about that. We'll get
That's frustrating.
Yep.
That's very frustrating.
And you could see the kickoff replay here. You could see why he was frustrated throwing the headset.
Right in and out of the hands of Davis.
Yep.
The Heat able to hustle, had 3 guys there. Coach must have been practicing his cornhole throws because, boy, that headset went flying.
Again, every right to be upset at that for
Yeah,
sure.
absolutely. That's just a solid throw.
So the Heat, good defensive play for them, good attempt, and now a 1st and 10 on the 26-yard line.
You score here, all the momentum's on the Heat side right now.
It's 1st and 10. Corley scrambles. He's going to take it up this left side. Corley staying on his feet, spins out a tackle. Touchdown, Corley. And the Tennessee Heat, just like that, are back in this game.
Call Corley Whirlpool because he put him on spin cycle, son. Look at that. Good job. Went through his progression, stepped up. Boom. Good night in the morning. I'm going to take my load of laundry to him this weekend.
And now PAT. Wonder what the stat line is now for Schroeder. I believe he's made 3 of 7 in the PATs. Just a rough guess on that, but
You got to have a make here. You got to have a make here.
otherwise you're dependent on a 2-point conversion. But Schroeder is
Nope.
blocked, so they have to make it 2 points to tie it.
I apologize for jinxing you, sir. Got to have the 2-point though. It's not the end of the world. How about how quick that ball game?
Again, time management so far, because yes, it was fast in the first quarter, going up to about halfway through the second, and now close, and now time is stopping because this team knows time management very well.
Spence, hang on. Let's see. Let's back up just a hair.
Thank you to all 61 of you watching. Remember, invite your friends to get in. Let's get up to 100 viewers for tonight's broadcast. It's a good one. It's a very close one.
That's 2 touchdowns,
Within the span of 60 seconds.
less than 60 seconds. Hold on. Hang tight. Oh, well, I guess I better get this kick off.
Should probably focus on the camera work here.
That's 14 points in 30 seconds, Spence.
We got ourselves a ball
Told you
game.
these 8-man games like that.
And they will boot it deep this time.
More of a squibber, but good kickoff.
Squibbed, and no return for Harris Black. Gets to about the 17-yard line. Shaves a few seconds off, and now it's on the Heat defense. Momentum looks like it's on their side, but can they prevent this lightning from striking?
I see what you did there. You're learning well, young Padawan. You're learning well. 61-53. I'm pretty sure it was like 61-34 just a second ago.
Lodge going to take it directly. That Heat defense stops him. It's a tackle by Spicer. Gain of a few yards for 2nd and 5. And it comes down to this Heat defense. Can they contain the Evangel Lightning?
This defense has got to make a stop here. You've given up 61 points tonight. You have to make a stop. If you make one all game, you make it right here. You make your stand right here and put your team in a position to have
Friday
good
night
field position.
lights.
Thursday
with
night
good field
lights.
position. And the ball's loose in the backfield. Good awareness by Evangel's Jet Lodge to be able to get the ball there. Big loss of the play, but could have been worse.
Well, and he had to jump on top of that ball because Carter Sutton was a bulldog sniffing it out right there behind him. Any kind of mistake recovering that ball, Sutton was all over it.
So loss of about 8 yards on the play for a 3rd down and 14. And now with 7 minutes left and winding down. This 3rd down, very crucial. Lodge scrambles, tries to hand it off to his teammate, and he's stopped by that Heat defense at the 10-yard line. So we'll see the first punt from we'll see the first punt of the game.
Maybe. Spencer, I'm gonna say this, and I love Evangel, I love Coach Smith, but when you took your massive lead, yes, you've been able to throw the ball with Jet Lodge. He's developed a chemistry with these receivers. But your most success, the majority of your successes comes when you just let him be an athlete. Let him put the ball in his hands and just let him do what he does. And he's going to punt it here, but let him do what he does. And they were trying to take shots.
Lodge will punt it away. First punt we've seen all night because of how high these offenses have scored. And that'll be spotted at the 37-yard line.
That's great field position for the Heat. Now the question is with the Heat, it's a Jekyll and Hyde situation. Which offense is going to show up for the Heat? The one where it's 4 plays and 3 yards, or the one where they can take a shot with 1 play and tie this ball game, or at least put themselves in a position to tie this ball game up?
And with 6:01, plenty of time. They could keep their cool. They have to get a 2-point conversion to tie it at the very least.
And again, all love for Coach Smith, and I'm not and Hagen Joyner, the offensive coordinator, not questioning, not trying to be negative, just giving my analysis.
Can the Heat offense get it done? Corley tosses it to his man and overthrown by just a hair to Josh Hackle. If he had dove for it, he could have made the catch, but
possibly.
Just overthrew him by a hair.
Second down, 10.
They got Carter Sutton in for Aldrich.
Now we've still got half a quarter to go.
Evangel fan base starting to get loud to get the hype going. And a full-out blitz as Corley avoids it, can't get the catch to Carter Sutton, but the pressure on Corley, or excuse me, the pressure on him shows how that Evangel defense is starting to bring it forward.
And that's the 3rd straight screen pass that the Heat have not been able to complete. Just, having the defensive lineman in your face, I don't know if maybe that does something to Corley, but his throws have just been off on these screen passes, and they haven't been successful. That's not something they've been able to do tonight.
So now a 3rd and 10. Another one of these crucial moments for the Tennessee Heat. Sutton in motion. Corley, pressure on. Corley across the middle, tries to get it to his man, but incomplete. Looks like it was intended for Goolsby.
And I asked the question at the beginning of this drive, which Heat offense is going to show up? Is it going to be Jekyll or is it going to be Hyde? And right now it's Hyde.
4th down across midfield.
That was, Spence, I'm sorry, that was an ugly 3 plays. In this situation, down by a touchdown, you've got the momentum. They have the momentum. You have to do better than this.
And they are going to go for it on 4th down across midfield.
I don't know, Spence. I would have punted it here, and I would have tried to pin Evangel back.
Let's see what Corley could do. He's under pressure, slips and down. And now on the 34-yard line, Evangel takes over.
Boy, that was a heck of a time for the Turf Monster to stick its ugly head up. Absolutely swallowing up Corley. Not the result you needed, but this defense has stepped up in the last 5 minutes. You need to stop here. And if you're Evangel, I said it earlier, put the ball in Jet Lodge's hands. He has been a monster tonight. He's been a beast. He's been the bread factory, the bread bakery. Just let him do his thing.
1st and 10. Lodge is looking, tosses it. Catch is made by his teammate Hayden Black. Hayden Black with a 1st down and a little bit more inside the red zone.
It's good stuff. Good stuff. Let him do what he's been successful at all night.
This Heat defense, time winding down on them. They have to get a defensive stop here. Just over 5 minutes left to go in the game. First and 10 inside the 20.
If you're Evangel, no mistakes here.
Lodge trying to weave through, gets through the defense, finds the opening, and touchdown, Evangel.
Let Jet Lodge be the athlete that he is. Let the young man do his thing, and he will give you the results you need. That is a massive touchdown here. Good 9 in the morning.
Add another 6, but the big question, did he score too early? See that in a little bit. The extra point blocked, and no good.
You know, they blow the whistle as soon as the ball hits the ground, like on that play. I wonder if the ball goes up and you catch it, can you return it?
You can return it for 2 points in the NFL. It just
Maybe if it doesn't hit the
down.
ground.
Has not trickled down to, it's anytime if anybody catches the ball, it's the same thing on a 2-point conversion.
That's true.
If the defense intercepts it, then the play is immediately dead. At the NFL, you could return it for 2 points, but that has not trickled down to college nor high school. That'd be interesting if they added it to college and high school. But because of that blocked PAT, it's now a 14-point difference, so they could put it in the hands of Schroeder again. Put it to the feet of Schroeder to kick those extra points and tie it up. But it's a 2-possession game.
Well, I'm pretty sure you only kick with 1 foot, so the foot of Schroeder. Potato, potato. 67-53. That's 120 points, son.
Not the highest combined score we've ever seen in a game we broadcasted. That, of course, goes to the national championship last year. Again, these kicks going out of bounds have really, really been the story of the game for Evangel.
I don't know if we can get another 92-90, Spence. That was wild. 92-90.
And that was, I believe, tied 30 each or 40 points each in the first quarter.
Yeah, it was wild.
So, as you mentioned, Jekyll and Hyde scenario for this Heat offense. And certainly Jekyll
One of
has to
two
come
things
out.
is going to happen. Coach Smith is going to lose his first 8-man game to a Tennessee team and his second overall, or the Heat are going to take their first 8-man loss of the season.
Corley trying to find his man, tosses it, incomplete. Goolsby just couldn't catch it through the ground.
Second down 10.
There's a penalty.
The passer, defense.
That's a lucky break. It was roughing the passer on Evangel. That's a huge break for the Tennessee Heat as they move it up 15 yards.
Just, you know, you got to be a little more careful. But like you said, a big break for the Heat.
Stops the clock and gets him closer to midfield. Now the question is, how many timeouts do the Tennessee Heat have? Because however many timeouts they have, .433 left in the game. Moved up 15 yards from the roughing the passer. There's Corley again. He's under pressure. Toss it over, and in the area of Goolsby, incomplete.
Corley's taking a whooping all night. This Evangel interior line. You know, everyone for Evangel, everyone wants to talk about Coach Smith and the quarterback and the receivers and the athletes. So 2 timeouts per team. Thank you, sir. These interior linemen, whether it's offensive or defensive line for Evangel, solid every year. They literally just reload at that position.
And now it's 2nd and 10. Corley with the all-out blitz gets the pass off to Aldred. Aldred trying to get past Jet Lodge, staying on his feet, but down to about the 32-yard line. And Trace Aldred showing up at times when the Tennessee Heat needs them.
Great run from Aldred. Jet Lodge with the Roman Reigns spear or edge, whichever one you prefer.
.4 minutes left to play. Across midfield, The Tennessee Heat got to get another score here and got a penalty.
Good ball, offside on the defense. Remains first down.
Offside. Another lucky break for the Tennessee Heat. 1st and 5. Again, Evangel trying to get their fan base hyped up here. 1st and 5. Corley tosses it. Sutton. Sutton to the outside, trying to get through. Tiptoes to about the 6-yard line. And Carter Sutton, there's a reason why several times he's been part of the Extreme All-Star game, and a main reason why he's put in these situations for the Tennessee Heat.
Yeah, and a good job. You know, I understand on the run, you know, he's trying to stay in bounds, put the hit there on the defender. But all in all, great decision going out of bounds. I know that's kind of what he had to do, but you save yourself a timeout, and you stop the clock. I know you wouldn't burn a timeout in this situation, but you save yourself 20, 25 seconds.
We're seeing the 4th quarter symphony of the Tennessee Heat right now. Can it be conducted to one final piece as Corley avoids the tackle, tosses it. Did he catch it? Incomplete. Intended for Goolsby.
Great job by Corley getting away from the pressure. Pulled his foot out of the bear trap. And it was tight down there in the corner on the near pylon.
3.5 minutes as Heat have to get a score here, recover an onside kick, which they've done before, and down by 14. Both extra points have to be made, or 2 touchdowns and a 2-point conversion. Corley under pressure. Toss. Couldn't make the catch. That would have been an incredible move had it been pulled off.
That would have been insanity by Luchtefeld if he could have gotten that.
Luchtefeld, the intended receiver on that, just out of his fingers, and now a 3rd and goal from the 6.
And this Heat Jekyll offense has showed up right now.
Third and goal. Quick toss to Goolsby. Picked off.
Oh, my
An
goodness.
interception in the corner of the end zone by Harris Black, and a turnover on downs.
That ball was just too underthrown. Needed a little more mustard on it. Yep, just a little underthrown rather. If anything, you shoot for the overthrow, and if it's incomplete, it's incomplete. But you got to give the 6'4" receiver a chance to go up and get it. And instead, the defender had a chance to go up and get it. They've already batted one ball away from Goolsby like that, another ball that was underthrown. Like I said, he's mossed players this year, but you have to put him in a position to where he can.
So a turnover on 3rd and goal. And now on the 15-yard line, we'll see if this Heat defense can pull off an incredible move. Jet Lodge is going to keep it. Weaving through when Jet Lodge has the ball. He's dangerous, but he's stopped for a gain of 7 yards.
Spencer, for the first time tonight, you got the over. 71. 71 of y'all watching. 71 of y'all watching us two goofs down here do a football game. Y'all crazy. 14 likes. Y'all must really have nothing to do with your Thursday night.
And
or the
no
NFL.
other games going on.
Or the NFL.
There is that game between Tampa Bay and Chicago right now. I haven't even looked at the score of that.
Hold up. I got you, fam. I also need to check my fantasy. I don't think I have anybody playing tonight. Depends on who. I don't even know who was playing in the game.
2nd and 3, and time called. Believe a timeout.
Timeout, Blue. Timeout, Blue.
Timeout by Evangel Lightning. They have one more timeout remaining.
It's Buccaneers Bears. Bucks lead the Bears 16-14. 3 minutes left in the 3rd quarter.
It's a close one.
It's a good one. And y'all picked this one to watch?
Hey, they're more interested in 8-man football than they are in the NFL.
I guess.
Times.
I guess. All right, more power to y'all. Unless you've got – oh, Spencer. I got you. Spencer,
Yes.
with them, I guess they've made some schedule changes with the NFL.
I
That
told you.
puts both my kickers on a bye. Now I got to go find me a kicker. Good night in the morning. But I digress. Copyright strike.
Copyright infringement. 2nd and 3. Lodge in the backfield, an all-out blitz. Can't get to him. Lodge stays on his feet. He's going to get the first down and more. Jet Lodge across midfield. And again, it's plays like that are why they trust Jet Lodge as the captain of their offense.
Put that ball in the young man's hands and let him, like I said earlier, do his thing.
You see the blitz coming as a quarterback, and Jet Lodge just read perfectly on that and knew what he was about to face.
Take it for 25 yards, first down, 10 Lightning.
So under 2 minutes, and the Tennessee Heat, fortunately on life support right now, trying to get through this game, or at least trying to get a defensive stop here at the mercy of Jet Lodge. And it's run to the right side, a rush by Bradley Davis, and timeout called by Coach Scott, trying to conserve time on here with 1:40.
Good tackle there by Corley. Good form tackle. 2nd down.
Coming into tonight's game, coming into the season, Ryan Scott was 13-22 overall, heading into his 4th season, and now with a 4-run record on the year, it's now 17-23, trying to go 18-23 tonight if the miracle can be pulled off. Down by 14 with 1:40 left to go on the game clock.
Currently 4-0 and 8-man, 5-1 overall.
Yep. Oh, sorry, 5-1 overall, so that makes him 18-23. Closer to getting over that 500 mark as a head coach.
Yes, sir. He's right around the corner. He can. It's in range to happen this season, for sure.
Of course, that 13-22 record from the previous seasons, a lot of difficulty, a lot of rebuilding for the Tennessee Heat.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
This is the best roster he's had in a long time.
Now 2nd down, it's another rush by Davis, and that defense stops there, and timeout called by Ryan Scott to get it down to 1:34, trying to do some quick offensive plays, possibly get it back here. But
Yeah, I mean, sitting right here on 3rd down, absolute worst case scenario. If they don't get that 1st down, they go to 4th down. The most time they can burn off would probably be, they can burn about a minute. But you're hoping, you're banking on the fact that you can get a big stop on 3rd down, and then on 4th down that they punt. That's what you're gambling on. And you're gambling on the fact that Jet Lodge isn't an absolute man-child on the field and puts the game away for the Lightning.
for those of you who follow our social media, we gave a challenge to the TSIA Executive Director John Horner about if we raise $500 for a breast cancer awareness charity of his choice, he's to come on the show the first Sunday of November with unscripted questions. And haven't heard anything back yet. It's Thursday. He has until Sunday, but still have not officially heard anything back yet as we get to Jet Lodge weaving through, and first down. It looks like that'll be game.
Deadline for Mr. Horner is this Sunday to accept. And then if he does accept, the deadline for us to raise the money is 2 weeks from this Sunday.
Yep.
First down, 10 Lightning.
And
Spencer, I think it's safe to say that the Evangel Christian School Lightning own the state of Tennessee.
as of now, they've never lost to a team.
Beat the Heat, beat Evangel last year, or Izell last year, beat them here. They beat CCS in 2018.
Yep.
They own the state of Tennessee.
And
Y'all go ahead and start paying them taxes.
we don't have any income tax in
Spencer,
Tennessee
how about
yet.
we're gonna talk about the winning coach?
We'll get an interview.
You want to step
with
away?
him.
You want to just do the interview? Let's do it.
We'll get an interview with Coach Tim Johnson after the game. We'll be for the post-game show in a few moments, and very much deserved win with a 14-point lead, and I believe that last knee is going to do it with the play clock.
That'll do it.
67-53 wrapped up here in Montevallo, Alabama. Tim Smith remains undefeated against Tennessee teams in 8-man football. We're headed down to the field for the post-game show. We're going to interview with Coach Tim Johnson in just a few moments. Tim Smith. And final 67-53. You're watching the Kingdom.com Extreme Game of the Week. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just a few moments.
Ready whenever you are. Welcome, everybody, to the postgame show here with the victorious head coach, Tim Smith. A final score of 67-53 and the first overall meeting between the Tennessee Heat and the Evangel Lightning. Coach, congratulations on the win. You guys remain only one loss in 8-man football right now, but talk about how you guys had a close game against the Tennessee Heat. A lot of it came down to extra points, but talk about what you told your guys coming out of the halftime locker room to secure the win.
Yeah, we told them all week, You know, we knew the scores they'd played. We knew what it was like at halftime. And we told them, we said, look, no matter what the score is, they're not going to quit. And I don't think we let down at all. I think they just kept playing, you know. They're a great team. Coach Scott, man, he's a great coach. He needs to tell me how to run some of them screens before he leaves.
It was a great game to see, especially under lights here. You mentioned it in the post-game huddle. Not Friday night lights, but moving it back from the Hurricanes and everything. Yeah. Talk about the environment, how your Evangel fan base was able to get cheering, get loud, and to get excited for your team's victory.
Well, you see the crowd, and it's really a little bit down tonight, to be honest. We're usually a little bit larger than this. I guess it hurt us a little bit on Thursday night. Mm-hmm. But we have great fan support. As y'all know, last year when we was in Panama City, we had a great crowd. And I'm telling you, it's fun to be here. It's fun to watch those kids play. It sure is fun to have number 4 on your side, too.
And especially Jet Lodge was fantastic throughout the game. Definitely a good substitute for your starting quarterback being out for the season. But next week you guys have got a tough challenge again. You face the Freedom Cowboys for the second time, and that's one of those games where Freedom always brings it. Coach Collins, they were always competitive with you guys. Celebrate the victory tonight, but what are you going to tell your guys going against Freedom next week?
Well, they know in the last 3 years I think we played them 5 times. So they know what's coming. You got to stop the power, the counter, and the sweep, and the tight end what dump. And so we'll go back to work. We're going to give them tomorrow off. They don't know that yet, but I'm giving them tomorrow off. I think I'm giving me off after this game. I'm exhausted. I don't know about y'all. I'm glad I don't have that ride.
Hey, as long as you watch CCS Classical tomorrow for our Extreme Game of the Week, that's all I could ask for. Congratulations on the win, Coach. Best of luck to you guys.
We appreciate y'all guys so much for coming down to Alabama and watching us play. Man, we support y'all 100%.
Yep, thank you so much. We appreciate your time, Coach. All right, James. Well, as you heard the great words from Coach Tim Smith, again, a 67-53 final score. You see it on the scoreboard there. Ryan Scott talking to these guys. And after of course, a loss like that for the Tennessee Heat, it's not one of those games for them to be ashamed of anything, but talk about what Ryan Scott is going to be telling his guys on they're staying the night here in Alabaster, but tell him what he's going to be talking to his guys about next week in practice.
Well, if I'm Ryan Scott, I'm telling the guys – well, I need to get that off. If I'm Ryan Scott, I'm telling the guys, look, all year you've been a second half, a fourth quarter team, and tonight it just came back to bite you. That's plain and simple. You played a good football team. I mean, like top 3 in the region football team, and it just came back to bite you. You can't continue to do that. You have to you got to just put the points on in the first half, and that's something they weren't able to do tonight. They put some up, but they weren't able to grow the gap between the two. It was close at halftime, and that's something that, at times it's not going to work out your way. And Spence, you're back.
Yep, back.
That was a quick run up from the field.
Very quick. It's one of those situations where the press scaffolding is very close to the field, of course.
You can see the scaffolding a little bit back here. That's actually a third level.
Yep.
Where the PA and camera guys are.
Here. Oh, yes, absolutely. And
so there you go.
So, well, that wraps it up here from Evangel, but you won't be with us tomorrow. But we have another game tomorrow between the Christian Community School Colts and the Franklin Classical School Knights. Both teams, they're not in the same division, but it's been a rivalry that's happened almost every year since the two teams were.
They've played every year since 2014 or 2015. So
yeah, they had maybe one break in between that and 2013, but they played multiple times throughout the years. And Coach Austin, he's got his work cut out for him. Obviously, winless in the division and trying to get his guys motivated and sell them on that program. But Coach Flanders, 2 losses at the beginning of the year. They've been amazing since then, and this is one of those matchups at Fred Lane Field. What do you expect to see between Classical and Christian Community?
Well, and for both teams, it's been kind of an up and down year. Of course, Christian Community with the better record, but coming off that loss last week to South Haven Christian, I mean, just a whooping. And then you've got Franklin Classical, who's coming off of, they're struggling. They're struggling. They almost had Lancaster on the ropes, just couldn't close it out. So these two teams, it's a big game tomorrow night. Like you said, not in an in-division game, but it's really a big morale game. And, it's a must-win for both these teams in terms of building momentum to the postseason.
Especially with Classical, more than likely they're going to go to the Division II playoffs, and Christian Community set for Division I. But for the Colts,
they got to win against Lighthouse to get a home playoff game. Otherwise, they could be traveling on the road for the number 3 seed. But that's besides the point. One of only 2 other games going on tomorrow night is South Haven and the Freedom Cowboys collide in Springfield. But we will be live.
Newly added game.
Yep, newly added game, and you're still picking South Haven to win the game.
I'm still picking South Haven. They've only played one other time. It was still in Springfield, and it was a 5-point win for the Patriots back in 2015, the year they won the state championship in the other conference, the ECS. I'm sticking with South Haven Christian. They don't have to travel. There you go.
That's going to wrap it up here from the Evangel Sports Complex in Montevallo, Alabama. It's probably time for us to get some steak or get some good
time
food
to get something, but hey, don't forget about the great people that made this game happen
Thank
tonight.
you to everybody at Evangel who accommodated for us. It was great travel and
always fun to come down here. Always fun to talk to and interact with these people. Now it's time for the drive home.
67-53 final score here from Montevallo. On behalf of James Shannon, back at home, Zachary Lona and Jack Helwig are the hardworking men and women that make Game and Extreme so successful. I'm Spencer Thompson. We'll hope to see you guys tomorrow for Christian Community, Franklin Classical for the Kingdom.com Extreme Game of the Week. Good night, everybody.